Hi,
Oh, hi,
Linda.
Linda.
Hey, you
Hi,
guys.
hi, how are you?
Good. How are
Very
you?
well.
Good, good. I can't quite work out what genre I should place this movie. So I'm going to ask you two, what genre do you think it is?
Sean, what
I'd say
genre?
well, I'm trying to figure which order of these two concepts. It's sort of sci-fi, faith-based sci-fi, something or other.
Mhm.
Maybe all sci-fi is faith-based, if you think of it. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's adventure or thriller. I think I mean, you're in this post-apocalyptic world,
Yeah.
this character is tested, and he's trying to survive and thrive, and the devil's in it. What is it called? If the devil's in it, there's got to be the word faith has to be in there.
It's also a
Mm.
love story. It's about a
Oh,
man who's willing to go to the ends of
yes.
every universe for the woman that he loves to get home. And then also a love story of God and his relationship with us and our relationship with him. It's about relationship because the benefactor wants to be in relationship with Kevin. It's about Kevin's like our God, like all these different relationships. And then, so yeah, it's a sci-fi, faith-based relationship love story.
The
It
love
is it
story
is
is
a movie
beautiful.
for the ages. You've never seen anything like it, and it's only to be seen in the movie theaters at a theater near you, December
This sort
1st.
The love
we
story
all
is
sort of
quite potent.
yeah,
It is very beautiful.
It
yeah.
is.
We're all aware of how well the other film that Angel Studio have released, which is The Sound of Freedom, and it's like a proper sort of box office first, really, for such a um, small budget movie.
Yeah, awesome.
How did you get involved with the studio to start with, and was this theme really important for you to take on? I'll start with you, Chris.
The funny thing about your question is when we were all approached with this film, Sound of Freedom hadn't come out yet.
Oh,
And
yes,
so
cool.
Angel was a very different piece of property than it is today. It sat in a very different corner of the lot, um, in that it hadn't had a $250 million, Penny Boffo hit. So I hadn't heard of Angel other than the fact that they brought The Chosen
Chosen.
to the world, and I knew The Chosen from the pandemic, and I loved their pay it forward, you know, what they were doing with that. Honestly, I was brought to the project by a guy named Ken Carpenter who produced the film. He and I had worked together on another film called Run the Race years ago, and he called me and he out of the blue and said, "Hey man, we're gonna go to camera in 2 weeks. Would you like to play Kevin Garner?" And I was like, "Yeah, let me read the script." But yeah, and I read the script and I was just blown away by the story. So while Angel is doing unbelievable things, and I love the idea of being crowdsourced and having a guild of people say, you know what, we want to see this story. We're going to actually pay money, real money, anywhere from like 100 to 10,000 or however much they're paying. We want to help produce this movie. Uh, it was really the story and Brock and the world that he had created that brought me to the story itself.
The way you framed it, talking about the company, I've been around 40 plus years making movies and TV shows and stuff, and it's really interesting picking up cues from your agents, or your manager, like things come at you all the time. There's an audition for this, there's an offer for this. What do you think of this? And every now and then there's a slight change in tone in how they communicate with you. And it's when they sense something exciting is happening. And the attitude that they had about this Angel Studios was like, hey, there's this thing you should know. There's like this thing going on. You should know about these people. That what they're doing is really interesting. And I don't know where the energy was coming at them, or what they were seeing or how they were feeling it, but it's palpable. So that was how I received the script, was on the idea of like, hey, this is something you want to look at. Like this is, when, or if we're normally at a 7, this is like at a 9. Take a 9 look at this.
That's a cool.
And I
That's
was like,
cool.
okay. And I look at it and I instantly got like the mood of the movie, the kind of environment of the movie, and then it was like the multiverse, which I thought was really cool. And the way my character got to interact with the multiverse was, well, I just wanted to see it. I actually literally, I called my agent. He said, "What do you think?" I was like, "I really want to see what it would look like if I did this particular thing." So, and then with each decision that you make, and you get a little bit of a new layer deeper into the the project and the film and the experience and the location and the performers, and you and it just kept my agent's instinct was right.
I just wanted to ask one question about your relationship, your characters' relationship in this movie. They are like almost like old sort of friends that have found each other. I was really intrigued by that relationship. Can you talk me through that?
Yeah, it's interesting because it did. We while we were filming, Sean and I, we were both tickled by the idea of like, we should do a buddy picture. We should do like a fun.
You should.
We can't really zero in on what exactly that story's going to be. But we're getting closer.
I can see it.
But there was a chemistry that we had that was kind of instantaneous. And then also, I think the decision was made that there was a trust and a friendship that was supposed to remind Kevin of a good place. And so it was the guy that, it's like his best friend and his sort of confidant. And then there is literally like he's sliding papers, some illegal illicit papers his way. So there's a trust there, but also a friendship. Like you sensed right. It was a deep friendship and I don't think we never like sat down and talked about the character, did we?
No, I mean, it's just you were living in the space of this world, and it was clearly like heavy.
Yeah.
Right. Like, so to put it mildly, right?
Yeah.
So when I came in, it's a little bit like, what can I bring? Like a little bit of light, a little bit of comfort, a little bit of, and it's sort of like that in the first scenes where we're in that mill or whatever, it's almost like a prison friendship.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, hey, we're like walking through, like, I got something for you, and but then it kind of builds to something else, and I think you just get different emotional kind of hues to it, to what they're they're sitting, sharing a sandwich together, talking about faith, and there's something nice about it, not that where it just kind of comes out of a normal chit chat, even though the audience knows that there's this whole thing happening around it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to boast on this guy. It's effortless for Sean. Stella Adler says our talent lies in our choices. In the hands of another actor, Gabriel would not have sung off the page like it did with Sean, because he did. He immediately came in, intuited that it was a dark world, made it light, brought the food element in. That wasn't in the script. That was all you. Nah, that was you doing that. Like, the sandwich
I was hungry that day.
But there was just like this cool thing that you can see when actors who are really good at their job, or excellent at their job, what they bring to a role, it becomes something else. It's like, oh, I didn't see it that way. And the humor, like we just had the world premiere in LA, and no one was laughing during the movie because it's a pretty heavy movie, and this guy's getting his butt kicked. And then Sean's character comes on, and he almost was just like, okay, if this is what's going on, and I don't know how conscious that decision was, but it was a really beautiful choice, and it makes the movie sing in a way that it wouldn't otherwise. So I'm not kidding with you.
I'm being hurried, but I want to ask one very last question, and then that's it. We'll wrap it up. Sean, as you know, our website that's been going for over 15 years is called HeyUGuys, and you're very much linked to that phrase. And what can you? How does it feel to be linked to so many people's memories, like childhood memories, for such a long time?
Feels like having a lot of friends.
Oh.
Yeah,
it's very sweet.
You see in people's eyes when they had that adventure, the sense of adventure when they were kids, and it meant so much to them, that time in their life, and they come to me and they want to explain that, and express it. And to me, it's like, I remember it too. I remember that feeling too. So we have something in common. I think maybe that's my thing. My thing apparently is meeting people and having something in common with them.
Sean Astin,
the
friend of the world.
Friend of the world. Friend of the world.
Yes, it's
my kids.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Bless you.
Lovely to talk to you. That was a wonderful, wonderful talk. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Hey, you guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys.
Hey, you guys.
Hey, you guys.
Hey, that's what they all say.
Hey, you guys.
Hey, you guys.